Our next guest has sellout tours, a successful TV show where he's wowed celebrities like Lindsay Lohan and Sir Bob Geldof with his mentalist capabilities, and very soon he'll tour here in Australia. Today he's going to show us some mind-boggling brain trickery. Please make very welcome Keith Barry.
Yeah.
Now, Keith Barry, you describe yourself as a brain hacker.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, I compare our brains to safes, and some safes are easy to crack into. Others are, they might have an 8 or a 10-digit code, might be more difficult to hack into, and other safes malfunction and you can't hack into them at all. And our brains are very similar to safes, so that's why I call myself a brain hacker, and that's what I attempt to do with people. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Luckily for me, it works most of the time, but not all of the time, because it's not trickery,
Keith, very excited on the female front today in the office. The women excited about this kind of thing. Me, not so excited.
No, why not?
Why is the gender divide there?
Well, I think men have a lot more to hide, Lawrence, than women maybe.
No skeletons here.
Maybe there's a lot of skeletons in your mind that you don't want me to hack into, huh?
Keith, before you show us some of your amazing stuff, where does the joy for you come from this? Why did you want to do this in your life?
Well, I started off as a magician. I mean, that's my background. But then when I was 18 or 19, I learned a lot about psychology, hypnosis, and that's when I started to mix all of that into what I do. And I suppose for me, it's just taking people away from their everyday lives and remembering what it was to be kids again and have that moment of wonder, which I think a lot of us are missing at the moment, especially around the world. Back in Europe, we're going through a big recession. So when I have, whatever it is, 2,000 people in an auditorium and I see them laughing and just having a great time, that's where I get the buzz from. And then I suppose I like seeing people afterwards, especially more men than women, going, how did he do that? And then they come up with all kinds of explanations, and I like the explanations that they come up with, because invariably they're wrong. So.
Well, we obviously love it here in the world and Australia, because I know your tours sell out really quickly.
Yeah.
So show us maybe what some of your stuff. I don't really get it.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Our minds.
Well, it's okay not to get it, Georgie, but here's the idea. Have you ever heard of a first and favourites book?
No.
Okay, this is something that everybody at home should do. A lot of people are lacking confidence when they're in a large body of people. So if you go to a party and you're on your own, you should make one of these up. It's a first and favourites. And what it is, you write down things like this. So, for example, first hobby. And you get everybody at the table to open it up and talk about their first hobby, or maybe favourite place in the world. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera there. Favourite job of the day or favourite time of the day. First Christmas. And then everybody would talk about their first Christmas and maybe their first Christmas present. Also, first holiday. They're all different is the point. Favourite age, favourite purchase. So you would open it up at random and you would talk about that in a conversation. We're going to do something different with you, Georgie, though, with this, okay? So there's about 60 of them in there, okay? So here's what I want you to do. In a moment, you'll hold it face down like this, and then you'll pull up your thumb and you'll look at whichever one is there, okay? So, for instance, I'm looking at my first Christmas, and I would think my first Christmas present, and so on and so forth. So I want you to take that, lift up with your thumb. No, don't tell me, don't tell anybody. Lift up with your thumb and look at whichever one you lift up. I'll look away.
I don't know why I'm looking away, but I'm looking away.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell me what it is.
So I've just got to think
of that.
Right.
So whatever you looked at, I just don't want you to say anything, not to give me any clues, but you looked at one. So if it was your first kiss, think of your first kiss. If it was your favourite birthday, think of that. So whatever you looked at, bring up some detail in your mind, though. Can you do that for me? Now, you're having trouble doing this. Look at me. You're having trouble doing this. That straight away with you, this is interesting, straight away with you, even though this is a first and favourites book, it's a first that you looked at, isn't it, rather than a favourite?
Yeah, it's a first.
It's a first, but you're confused here. So you almost had 2 of these. Did you have 2 of these firsts? Does that make any sense to you at all? It's almost like you had 2 of these firsts.
No, but
I'm thinking you had 2 of these first, but that's okay. Look at me. This will make, and I'm seeing you're not alone in this, though. There's lots of other people around. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Okay, good. And really visualize. I need you to visualize more detail. More detail. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing you in some kind of you're very structured, so not in colourful, colourful clothes. It's very formal in this scenario. There's lots of other people around, both boys and girls. Is that correct? Yes, good.
No.
No. Okay, just girls. Okay, all girls. Good. And I'm seeing lots of girls. I'm also seeing the name. I don't know why these names. There's names coming into my head now from your head. Look at me. There's names. The name Emma and Manuel. I don't know what that means, but Emma and Manuel keeps coming into my head.
You got one right.
Yeah. No, Emma and Manuel. I'm telling you. Don't react. Okay, look at me. And I'm seeing colour as well. There's colour as well. I'm seeing like a big building, a white building with a red top on it. White building with a red top. You're visualising. You're getting into it now. You're really visualising. And there's definitely a second first. There's a second first, and I'm seeing second first. It's up, but you're older in this second second first. You're older. You're almost like almost of this age, even though it's a second first. And I'm seeing lots of other definitely there's boys and girls in this one. Boys and girls.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I don't know why this. I don't know why there'd be a second first. But
Yes, that's correct.
And a different colour. I'm just getting a building as well. Think of the colour of the building. Look at me. Not red. Yeah, red brick with grey or something.
Yes.
Does that make any sense at all?
Yes.
Okay, I've no idea. Can you explain what it was?
This makes me feel weird. So
Okay, what was it?
It was the first day in secondary school.
Oh, really?
So I started at St Anne's College, which was all just girls for 3 years.
Okay.
And then we amalgamated in year 10 with the boys and it was called Emmanuel.
Oh, that was the name of your school.
Yes, and you said Emmanuel.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was the name Emma or Manuel. So
The second
Emmanuel.
first is when you became a teacher.
Yeah, mate.
And you had your first day as a teacher.
Oh.
Maybe that, but I reckon it's more that the second first was it felt like the second time I went to secondary school because it was so new for all of us, and there was red bloody brick buildings there.
You're a wizard.
You're weird.
Well, here's the thing. We won't even use the book for you, Yumi.
Okay.
I want you to...
We're throwing the
you
book
ready
out
for
for
this?
you.
I want you to look at me and I want you to go back to your scary music.
So weird.
So I want you to go back to your very first kiss for me. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
And this is important that you actually do this. I want you to just stare at the palm of your hand for a second. Stare at the palm of your hand, and as your hand moves towards your face, stare at the hand.
I'm not going to kiss
Stare
my
at your
hand
No,
out.
you're not. No, I need you to just...
Get in the moment.
I'll take the hand out and put my face in if you want. No, I want you to stare at the palm of your hand just for a second, and I want you to rewind back in time. And imagine there's a clock there, and see the clock rewinding back in time, back to that kiss. Okay, and visualize what he looked like now. Just what he looked like. Okay, dark hair, not black, but dark hair, and I'm visualizing him slightly taller than you, but not too tall. Also, now look at me. Visualize his name, and when I snap my fingers, whatever his name is, just his first name, start spelling that in your mind. Now, for me, obviously, my name would be Keith, but here's what I mean: it's Keith. But then again, over and over and over again, a loop. Okay.
Yep.
So when I snap my fingers, start counting letters in your mind, and start doing that now. Whatever the name is, start doing it now. Stop. Was that an O? There's an O. I believe it's the second letter O. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Whatever. Visualize his name now, and in your mind, imagine that you're back there in that moment, and imagine you're just mogging the head off him, like kissing him. Mogging the head off. Yeah. Did you really mog him like that? It was quite slobbery, but quite enjoyable at the same time. In your mind, though, imagine that you're back there and say whatever his name is. Don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud. I'm just going to touch you here just for a second, over and over and over again. Now, a different name came into my mind there. This is not him. This is not him. This is a different name. But this isn't a name that you would find online, so it might not be somebody close to you or anything like that. And to be honest, whatever the first kiss is, his name isn't like up on your wiki page or something like that. But a different name came into my mind, Michael. I don't know who Michael is, but from years ago, this will make sense later. You'll think about it, and then you go, oh, Michael. Yeah, okay, so look at me. But in your mind, the first kiss is over and over. Tony?
Yes.
Was that it, really?
Yes.
Stop it.
Hi, Tony, wherever you are. By the way, yeah, Yumi still has a little thing for you. Just so you know. Just so you know.
And it's around about here.
I feel a bit queer.
But don't you feel like you've been a bit... It's a good feeling, but being a bit... How do you read what's going on through our eyes?
You're basically speaking to me without actually speaking, and that's how it works. You're talking without talking. I mean, we can try something with Lawrence.
Please,
if we have time. I don't know if we have time. Do you have time?
Let's
we
do a
got
quick
time?
one.
All right, so your producers...
Nothing that's going to incriminate me
Oh, no.
in a court of law.
I asked your-
Sweating.
I asked your producers to give me a couple of magazines. So these are the magazines they gave me: Newsweek, New Scientist, and another Newsweek, a different one. I want you to grab those,
Yep.
and hand me back one, whichever one you want me to use, and that will be your choice, whichever one you want me to use.
We'll go
Okay,
with
want
one
to use
with
that
the
one?
queen on.
Okay, you can toss the other two away, get rid of them completely, so they're gone. There you go. Okay, so with the queen, okay, as I go through, and I don't know, there's about 60 pages here. As I go through, say stop anytime you like.
Stop.
Okay, I'm going to rip out this page, okay, that you said stop it. I want you to take it though, Lawrence.
Yep.
Have a quick look, make sure there's lots of different words there.
They're
On
lots of
both
different
sides.
words.
Okay, Lawrence, I'm going to close my eyes for this. I'm going to do this
Yep.
quickly because I know we're running out of time, but I'm going to write on this in a moment. But before we do, Lawrence, look at me. I'm going to close my eyes. I want you to take that piece of paper,
Yep.
and with my eyes closed, I want you to just rip it in half. Rip it in half. Go. Okay, now did he turn it vertically?
I did turn it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought so, because I'm reading you straight away, and I knew you would do that, because you're a very analytical person, almost more than most people. You want to really figure out how I'm doing this stuff, and you never will, just so you know. So Lawrence, I want you to crumple up one of those pieces of paper. Crumple up one. Okay, and toss it over your shoulder. Just get rid of it. I'm not too sure, but I was hoping that would be the piece in his right hand. But he probably went with the piece in his left hand to try and catch me out. So I want you to just go ahead and rip the piece, whatever piece you have there, rip it in half again.
Yep.
Okay, crumple one of those into a ball and throw it over your shoulder. Now, definitely try to control his right hand and get rid of it that time. So you've got a piece of paper now. Rip it in half again. Okay, now if there's a picture there, we don't want to deal with the picture, so I want you to throw away one of the pieces, but it's important that whichever piece you're left with has plenty of words on. So throw away one of them now, crumple it into a ball.
Yep.
Okay, I'm hoping that was his right hand again. So here's the idea. Lawrence, have you got lots of words on that piece of paper there?
Yep.
Okay, here's what I need you to do. Pick a challenging word, one that you think would be difficult for me to figure out. So not one like and, then, of, a long word, in other words.
Sure.
Have you got one?
Yep.
Okay, do you want to show them what words you're thinking of or not? That'll be your choice.
I'll show them.
Don't show everybody, just show one or two maybe, okay? And put your hand over the piece of paper so I can't see the front or back of it. Can I open my eyes now?
Yes.
Okay, was that fair? Okay,
That was fair.
one magazine out of 3, one page, lots of different pieces of paper torn up and thrown away, and one word. Did you see what word he's thinking of? Great, because I want you to try and do what I do. So you can write it down or you can just say it. Think of the first letter and try and mentally send it to Georgie. I'm going to take a break now, and Georgie, just read his mind. Figure out what the first letter is.
Word, and he's going to try and send it to me.
Oh, yeah, one
The first
letter
letter of the word I'm thinking.
The first letter of the word. Have a go. What do you think it is?
I'm sending it to you too if it helps.
Yeah, me too.
I have no idea, so do you want me to tell you?
Guess. No, yeah, just guess.
T.
T. Was it T?
It wasn't tea.
No, well, someday that'll work. And when it does, the person will completely freak out. But until then, I'll have to continue to do my job. What was the first letter? Just so she knows you were definitely wrong.
The first letter was G.
Wrong. G. Okay, unfortunately for you, I'll have to do this. Okay, I got a piece of paper here. Okay, look at me. Think of how many letters in the word in total. Just concentrate on how many letters in the word. He's having to think about this. He's trying to not look away, but in his mind, he's counting. So there's like about 10 letters. It's a very long word. It's almost like 2 words put together as well. And look at me. Think of the second word, whatever the second word is, and go with jumble up. If there's 2 words, whatever the second word is, jumble up all the letters in your mind. All the letters in your mind. Just think of one of them for me. Think of one of them. You looked up to the top right, which means you went with one letter and then changed your mind to a different letter. So is a P, and but then you thought of R, I think it was. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. Okay. And look at me. Concentrate on the whole word now, as a whole. As a whole, look at me. Yeah, good. Oh, yeah, internally he's getting really freaked out right now. I can sense that. I can sense that from you. Okay, I'm going to write down one word up here. In your mind, keep going over and over again, because okay, I'm going to go with this.
Your eyes are watering.
Yeah, that's okay.
Concentrating hard.
Okay. Did you figure out who Michael is yet, by the way, Yumi?
No.
No, okay. Okay. I'm going to go with this. Okay. I want you to hold on to that. Okay. I won't change my mind. For the first time, name out loud. And there's lots of different words on that piece of paper you could have chose from, yes?
Absolutely.
Name out loud. What word were you thinking of?
Grasshopper.
Really? Have a look.
Get out!
Amazing stuff. Will you please thank Mentalist Keith
Grasshopper.
Barry? Amazing. Now, I know you loved that. Keith will have shows where you can love him in person. They're all around the country in August. Tickets go on sale this Thursday. Find out more on our website or Google Keith Barry. After the break, we're back in the kitchen with Georgie and her amazing lamb shoulder.
Not legs.
Stick with the circle.
Amazing.